Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Oh. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the coolest podcast, the Water Cooler Talk podcast. We are the coolest podcast in your ear. I am your host, Nick Frazier, and the other voice you hear on the other end is
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go.
Man, we are back again, man. You know what that means when you hear our voice? That means it's Wednesday. And when you hear us, you know it's time for the Water Cooler Talk, baby. We are back, man. Having a great time, man. We had a great week, man. How about you, Marcus? How you feeling today, boss, man?
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Can't complain at all. Man. Man, we are back in the rotation of sports, man. It feels good to be back, man. I'm so much easier, so much stuff to talk about, man, in sports, man. But it just seems like we just have those same, storylines going on in sports, and we're gonna try to sit here and talk about some of that, man. How you feel about that?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Hey, man. Shout out to Auburn Addict. Man, we was on Auburn Addict show this past week, man. He put that up on his YouTube page, man. Go follow him on YouTube at Auburn_Addict, man. Go take a look, man. It was a great show, man. We had a great show. Love him, man. He'll be back on the show with us soon, man, and we'll be back on the show with him coming up this week, actually, man. So, yeah, man, we thank you, man. Thank you so much for having us, man. We appreciate it, man. Again, man, we are back for another week, man. Excited, man. We are here, man. I love when Wednesday come around because I get to sit around the water cooler with the Water Cooler Talk family, and we get to talk sports. And we get to give our perspective on what's going on in sports right now. And guess what? This week ain't no different, man. So you gonna get my perspective, you gonna get Marcus' perspective. You may not like it, but hey,
you gotta deal with it.
Exactly. It is what it is. But we appreciate y'all listening, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and everything, man. And you know what? Oh, snap. I hear the fans ready, man. You know what that means. The fans ready, the team's ready to go. Let's go, man. It's time to go to the first quarter.
It's now time for the first quarter.
Oh, man. So, man, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk, man. Man, we appreciate y'all, man, coming and chilling around the water cooler with us, man, while we give our perspective on sports.
Yes, sir.
And, man, we enjoy it, man. We enjoy having y'all around, man. Thank y'all for being a part of the family. Man, let's get into it, man. First quarter, man. Man, we got to talk about it. Second week in a row. I mean, this is probably the second biggest story in sports right now.
Behind Colorado.
Behind Colorado. This is probably one of the second biggest storylines in sports right now, man. What is going on at the University of Alabama? Man, what is happening, man? This past week, they got on the field against a South Florida team. They traveled to Tampa to go play South Florida. And they stunk up the field, man. They look worse than what I thought they were going to look this year. Way worse. They look bad. Marcus, what you thinking, man? What are you seeing from this Alabama team?
Like I said on Auburn Addict, shouts out DC. Like I said on Auburn Addict, I got to give you your props, Nick. You said that it was more question marks than the quarterback.
Get my applause. And I'll take my applause. Thank you so much, producer.
Because they have way more problems than just that quarterback.
Yep.
And, it's kind of scary. I never seen, besides the first year of Nick Saban being a team that looks just discombobulated out the gate.
Oh, man. I saw it coming in. I saw signs of it last year. I did. I saw signs of it last year. For one, the Texas game last year when Alabama went to Texas, I saw it then. I said, man, that offensive line is bad, man. And I was like, goodness, man. Bryce Young was really running for his life, man. Bryce Young won that game for them, man. He won that game for them. And I'm like, goodness, bro. Like, that I saw signs last year. The offensive line didn't look in sync. The defense was kind of suspect then, but they had playmakers on that side of the ball that can make a play. They can make a timely play, to give Alabama that what I call that big MO, the momentum. Man, then you go through the season, you lose a close game at Tennessee. You lose to LSU. And you play Auburn in the Iron Bowl. And everybody knew Auburn was a bad team last year, man. And you watch that game, and everybody knew Auburn was coming in to run the ball. And what? I think Auburn rushed for like 300 yards.
Killed them on the ground.
And you knew that's what Auburn was going to do, was run the ball. I saw signs of this last year, man. And without the court, and you see it this year. You saw it this year. Without a dynamic quarterback behind center for Alabama, this same team came back. And without that dynamic quarterback, Alabama looks mortal. They look like they look mortal again. You remember them days when Alabama looked like Thanos before the snap?
But it's just like you said, that talent gap has closed tremendously.
Yeah.
So it's just like Bama can't just sit back and rely on a great defense and a running back and a play action quarterback no more. Which they're gonna have to rely on it for the rest of this season.
Mm-hmm.
But like the reason why they go and get a Tua and a Mac Jones before and Bryce Young, the guys before the transition, because he had to transition his offense. But before his offense transitioned, he was a player. He'd go get a quarterback who can throw the deep ball off of play action, throw the slant routes, and they're gonna run the ball and live off defense. They're gonna have to go back to that playing style now, because that's gonna be the strength of Melrose in some quarterback scrambles.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I differ with you a little bit on that. I think they can still win using that style of offense. Having the and I'm using quotation marks, game manager at quarterback. The play action style quarterback, run the ball. Have a dynamic running back. Have a wide receiver that can make timely catches, but throw the ball deep down the field, but lean mostly on your defense. They can't do that right now, man. Because I
was just gonna get to that, Nick.
I don't think their defense is that good.
That's what I was gonna say. Thank you, Nick. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say you can still win that way. I'm not saying that you can't, but their defense is not that good.
Yeah, I don't think their defense is that good. I think they have.
And that's why I had to give you your props, because you've seen that before. A lot of people seen that.
Yeah, I mean, you had Henry To'oTo'o, middle linebacker last year. You had Will Anderson on the outside. Of course, you had Kool-Aid McKinstry and Dallas Turner that was there. They're back. Like I said from the beginning, I said Alabama will have 2 All-Americans on defense this year. Dallas Turner and Kool-Aid McKinstry. They will be All-Americans. But after that, you got a lot of young talent, or a lot of unproven talent, or a lot of guys that just aren't that just don't measure up to what Alabama had, back in the day with the type of players that they normally had. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild. And then I know we spoke about this, a couple of days ago, but with the NIL, with the era of NIL and with the way recruiting is going, if you had, and I gave the same analogy, if you had five stars, in recruiting coming out of college before NIL and before, Kirby and the move to Georgia, you can guarantee that 4 of those 5 stars are going to be in Tuscaloosa. But now with Kirby, moving from Tuscaloosa and he's now in Athens, you basically have split the recruiting base. 2 of them going to go to Bama, 2's going to go to Georgia, 1's going to go to Auburn, 1's going to go to LSU, or 2 gonna go to Alabama, 3 gonna go to Georgia, or 3 gonna go to Alabama. However it works, Alabama is not harboring talent like they were before, because you can literally sit here and say back then that every 2 years you can count on, especially on the defensive side of the ball, every 2 years you can count on somebody stepping in behind the dude that was the man at that position to keep the momentum and the defense going at Alabama. And you can't say that right now. You can't say that right now.
Hey, they don't have that middle linebacker or that defensive lineman that can make those plays like in times past.
No,
because they usually get a defensive lineman or a middle linebacker that go crazy.
They do. They normally have one. I'll put it like this. They normally have at least one superstar at each level of the defense. D-line, middle linebacker, secondary. They don't have that. They don't have that now. They don't have that dude that's the man at that position level now. They don't. No. Maybe it's coming up. Maybe they have him coming up, 2 years from now. But right now, they just don't have it. They look very mortal. They look like
I will say is he gonna have to show up next week. This Saturday he gonna have to start showing up.
Who they play? They play Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, they superstars gonna have to start showing up, bro. It's gonna be a long season.
Man, I tell you, hey,
I think the way they looking, it's gonna be a long season.
That's one of the games we're gonna pick this week. The Ole Miss Bama game. We're gonna get to that later on in the show, but I'm sitting here and I'm having trouble trying to figure out how. I don't know, man. You got a point, man. You make a great point. It's gonna be it's a long season, man. But I think Saban, Coach Saban has decided to go back with Milroe at quarterback.
Why not?
Yeah, he shouldn't have left. Shouldn't have left from him, man. Because I mean, looking at the stats, man. Let me pull up these stats right quick. Let me pull up these stats. So I'm looking at the stat. Alabama. This is the funniest stat right here. This is the funniest stat to me. Okay. Alabama had a total of 107 yards passing in the game. All right, they were 10 for 23. Okay, that's what they were for the game. Now these, you would think that would come from one person. No,
they came from two quarterbacks.
Two quarterbacks. Ty Simpson was 5 for 9 for 73 yards. Tyler Buckner was 5 for 14 for 34. Come on, dog. Come on,
I'm gonna get to it later on in the show, Nick. Please don't ruin it,
bruh. Alabama boy, man. That was, man. I bet. I saw somebody put on Facebook. They was like, I guess this is how Auburn fans feel. And I was like, bruh, stop. We Auburn was still good in some of those years. We had some bad years. Don't get it twisted. But we were still competitive in a lot of those years.
Always.
Your team this year don't even look competitive, bro.
Bro, like it looked like y'all finna get smacked in SEC. That's what it looked like. We gonna really be honest, and I hope y'all don't start name calling once y'all get y'all head beat in.
I will still hold out hope for the University of Alabama. Because
it's Nick Saban.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. That's the only reason. Because of Nick Saban. Other than that, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. Hopefully Nick get them boys right so the Iron Bowl can at least be competitive, because right now...
Nick, did you just get on a double drop, bro?
I did. I surely did. I hope they get competitive, because right now, the way it looks, Auburn is about to
be ugly.
Yeah, and it's always a game when Alabama and Auburn play in Auburn. It's always a game. So,
but Nick, I want to say this before we go to the second quarter. But don't it just look like they not as dominant as
they don't
any team in the SEC?
Nah, okay. You can't say any team because you still have Vanderbilt.
Well, all right, yeah, because we got to talk about Vanderbilts and all the, the little, you know what I'm saying? But the teams that we hold them to, like the LSUs, the Ole Misses, and even us, it's like we look way like even LSU losing in week 1, they still had a fight that I haven't even seen in Bama yet.
Yeah, LSU looked competitive.
Yeah, I haven't even seen that fight in Bama yet.
Yeah, Bama was playing catch up. At least, and I'm gonna put it like this: in the Texas game, Bama was playing catch up majority of the game. Now there were some touchdowns taken off the board because of penalties that they put against themselves and stuff like that. But in the first half of the LSU game and LSU and Florida State was competitive. I still say it was that one interception that Jane Daniels threw on the sideline that kind of broke LSU's back. But other than that, because it was a touchdown game at that time, Florida State was up like 24-17 when that happened, and LSU was moving the ball down the field. But I still say, that big momentum, man. But hey, Alabama, man, we wish you well. We'll be watching you from Jordan Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama. But it is what it is. But hey, man, that was great, man. Let's go ahead and move it to the second quarter, everybody. Let's go.
Now entering the second quarter.
Hey, man, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We are here every Wednesday in your ear, man. Hey, you know what? You know what's funny, man? When we be on Auburn Addict, we on Addict Show, DC. He call us the coolest water cooler podcast. It's cool, man. I'll be like, all right, man, I get it, but I get it. Is the Water Cooler Talk, and the tagline is the coolest podcast, man. We love it. But nah, man, shout out to Auburn Addict DC, man. We appreciate you, dog.
That was a great show. Please go tune into that right there.
Apparently we may be making that on that may be like a regular thing coming up. It may be a regular thing coming up. I don't know. We'll see what happens, folks. If y'all like it, we'll keep doing it, because we don't just talk about Auburn stuff. We talk about a lot of stuff on there, man. We Auburn is a factor, but we talk about a lot of things on there. We talk about a lot of stuff,
like Bryce Young.
Man, look, man. All I'm gonna say is Bryce Young is still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. I stand by that.
Stop. He might not even be the top. He might not even be the top person in his class. The way Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud.
I still stand by that. Y'all, okay. That's off 2 games. That man still got 14 more games to play? 15 more games to play? Bryce Young.
Before we continue, Cal send his regards for Tyreek Hill.
Listen, man. It's fine, man. It's fine. It's okay to have a bad game, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. But this ain't even the topic for the second quarter, but we just talking about it. It is what it is, though.
We just talking.
It is what it is. It's cool, man. I still stand by my stuff, man. I still stand by my people, man. It is what it is, whatever it is, though. But Bryce Young is still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Y'all can have that. Anyway, all right, man. We in the second quarter, man. We're in the second quarter, man. Man, we ain't talked about this in a while because we in football season. But the way these seasons, these leagues overlap, we are literally, ladies and gentlemen, we are literally about a month away from basketball season. Literally about a month away from basketball season, and we have some stuff that is happening in basketball, and we want to get expectations for the upcoming NBA season right now is what we want to do. As of right now, ladies and gentlemen, Marcus's feed has left the chat. And we'll try to get them back in as soon as possible. But the topic for the second quarter right now is we're going to talk about the NBA season. And with the NBA season coming up, man, we had the question is with a little over a month away from the NBA season, what are your expectations for this season, and who are your favorites? I'll start because Marcus has had to take away. We got a running joke going on with Marcus. He got a hamster on the stern on the wheel, trying to running his power, his internet. So that's the joke going on. But to answer the question that we have for the second quarter, I'm excited. I am very excited for this NBA season coming up. I am ready for the NBA season. I am ready for to see these teams play. I think that there is a lot of competition that is going to happen this year in the NBA. I think this season is going to be a very interesting season to watch. I think you may find a lot of teams that you would not think of as competitors in the NBA be competitors in the NBA this year. They can compete. They'll compete. I'm interested in looking at what's my guy name in man, I of his name right now. It'll come to me in a minute. But Karl Anthony Towns. What is Karl Anthony Towns' teammate? Anthony. What is his name, man? Oh man, I'm having a brain fart right now. I'm excited to see him, but everybody know who I'm talking about. I'm excited to see him and see him play because I think he is Anthony Edwards. Ah man, there it is. Goodness gracious. Forgive me for that. But I am excited to see Anthony Edwards take a step this year into the realm of becoming a superstar in the NBA. I'm excited to see what Anthony Edwards can do. I'm excited to see what Jimmy Butler and the Heat can do this year in the NBA as well. Also, of course, we all know that the West is stacked as well. So, we have, of course, you have the Lakers out there in the West. You have the Phoenix Suns with Devin Booker and Kevin
they should
Durant.
win it all.
They may win it all. And ladies and gentlemen, Marcus is back. Ladies and gentlemen. He dropped out for a minute, but he's back.
I had some technical difficulties. My laptop decided that it wanted to crash and update while I was live.
But it's cool though.
But I'm back.
It's cool though. Yeah. Well, we got the Phoenix Suns out there in the West, and of course the team that the one of the two teams that I root for in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors. I feel like the Golden State Warriors are going to take another run at the title. Re-signing Draymond. Yeah, of course, man.
Chris Paul?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are y'all gonna do you think he should start?
I don't think he should start. That's my personal opinion. But apparently the reports coming out is that he will start.
Because he's Chris Paul. I figured that.
But the thing is, you gotta do what's best for the team. You see what I'm saying? And for me, I don't think. I mean, okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So, Chris Paul starting at point guard, right? If Chris Paul starts at point guard, I don't think it affects the team that much if he starts or if he doesn't start. I just think it's better for Chris Paul to run with the second unit. Run with the Kumingas and run with GP2, Gary Payton. Run with if Golden State signs Dwight Howard, because apparently he's in talks. He's supposed to be talking with him this week to see if they can get a deal done. He'll be the big man that Golden State needs in the post to bang with, a Jokic or somebody like that, things of that nature. But yeah, man, I just think Chris Paul. I personally believe Chris Paul should run with the second team and anchor that second team offense, in my personal opinion. But even if he does start, which the reports are saying he will, I don't think it's going to affect much of anything with Steph, because Steph can play off the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Steph and Clay are good playing off the ball. Steph doesn't need to have the ball in his hands to score or to be dominant. He can do both. He can play off the ball and he can play on the ball. So it's not a problem. But I just, in my personal belief, but I'm not being paid. I'm not Steve Kerr and I'm not being paid millions of dollars to coach the team. But we are sitting around the water cooler. This is my perspective. I do think Chris Paul should come off the bench with the second unit. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, I agree with that actually.
Yeah,
but I want to go on record real quick since we live. If Kevin Durant doesn't win with this Phoenix Sun team, in my opinion, he is the most overrated superstar.
Nah, I'm not gonna say he overrated. I can't go that far.
I will. I said in my opinion. I said in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, and I'm telling you, I can't go that far.
I will. every team outside of Golden State been stacked.
He was stacked on Golden State.
After he left Golden State, he went to Brooklyn with Kyrie and James.
Yeah, okay.
Every team he been on.
But see, that Brooklyn situation was different though. I mean, because James Harden really didn't want to go to Brooklyn. He kind of wanted to go straight to the Sixers. Brooklyn was a pit stop. They only played like what, 11 or 21 games together total while they was in Brooklyn, something like that.
As a big three, because Kyrie sat out due to personal issues.
Yeah, Yeah, which we respect. Respect whatever that man's opinion is, and what he wants to do. But yeah, I mean, overrated though.
Overrated. If you look at him in the lights of LeBron and your guy Stephen Curry,
Mm-hmm.
you've been on stacked teams. Those guys have led teams with way less help.
Okay.
And we looking at him as one of the top players in our era.
Yeah,
Can we really say that?
yeah. I
Especially
think.
look at the team that he's on right now. He has Devin Booker,
Mm-hmm.
he has Bradley Beal,
Mm-hmm.
he has DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
I put it like this though. I still think that
TJ
team is.
Warren.
I think that team is missing a Chris Paul type player, like a floor general to kind of guide them. I think Chris Paul would have thrived with that Houston Rockets team with Kevin Durant on it. But I
You
don't know
mean
what
Phoenix
happened.
Suns?
Yeah, what I said.
Houston Rockets.
My bad. My bad with the Phoenix Suns. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I feel he probably would have thrived in that situation because now you have a point guard who's a floor general who can dictate the offense and set them up and put them in position to get easy buckets. And he can go and score himself. And they don't have to play fast because Golden State is a fast-paced team. They play quick. I've never seen Chris Paul play, fast-paced basketball like that. I've never seen
ain't
it.
his type of style.
Yeah,
That's why he got mad at James Harden in Houston because he like let me control the offense. Let me be the floor general.
Yeah, but I think Chris Paul in that offense it would have been amazing because now you have Bradley Beal and Devin Booker who are two I don't want to say ball dominant players, but they're two scorers. And then of course I think Kevin Durant is probably the most talented scorer of the basketball I have ever seen. You know what? I'll put it like this. If God would have put another 25 pounds, 30 pounds on Kevin Durant's frame, we might be talking about Kevin Durant as the best basketball player to ever play the game of basketball.
But with his talent, he should still become that. Or
He too small.
Is it too late to say that?
He too little.
Like,
he too little. He too thin.
Man, that man can shoot the hell off the ball.
Yeah, but the thing is,
if he played a lick of defense, he might be worth something defensively.
He can play defense. He can play defense.
He all right.
He can play defense. He can D you up.
From 1 to 10, he's a 6 or 7 at best.
That's good. I'll take that. Okay, so if a 1 to 10 on defense, 1 to 10 on the defense side, you saying he's a 6 or 7. So if that's the case,
he's a little bit above average.
Okay, so if he's a little bit above average on defense, what are you putting him 1 to 10 on offense?
Oh, he's a solidified 10.
Okay, if he is a solidified 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 for offense, but you're saying he's a 6, maybe a 7 on the defensive side, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. I'll take that. We could literally probably be saying he could probably be the best basketball player in the league right now, in the world right now, if he had another 30 pounds on. I think he's too smart. I just think he's a little too thin, in my personal opinion. That's how I see it, and I feel the same way about what's the guy Victor Wembanyama. I
feel that way about him. You can see his bones when he went down the court.
Jesus Christ, man. Victor Wembanyama, man. Victor Wembanyama is coming in to save the San Antonio Spurs, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I forgot to mention Chet Holmgren. He'll be back this season as well for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You see what happened to him.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what happened, buddy.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited, man. This basketball season should be really interesting to watch. You got a lot of superstars that are going to be coming up. Of course, we got Walker Kessler. Got to shout out Auburn, Walker Kessler. Got to shout out Isaac Okoro. Sharif. Got to shout them out, all them Auburn dudes. And oh man, I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing from Auburn?
To my basketball team?
Yeah, that's in the NBA now. Play for the Rockets. Play for the Rockets.
Jabari Smith.
Jabari Smith. Man, how can I forget Jabari Smith?
He was one of the best players that came out.
Right. How can I forget Jabari Smith? My bad, Jabari. I ain't mean to forget you, ball, man. But man, Jabari Smith at the Houston Rockets, man. Yeah, man, we gonna ball out this year. We got some people in the league now. We send people to the league in basketball and football. So hey, it is what it is, Auburn. Hey, shout out to the South Alabama Jaguars too, man. South Alabama beat Oklahoma State this past weekend, baby. 33-7, baby. Jaguars for US. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Jaguars, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. South Alabama in this thing, man. Hey, man, on that note, let's head to halftime, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
Yes, South Alabama, you the pride of the red, white, blue, loyal, strong, and faithful to our alma mater, true. Go Jays. All right, man, you know it is what it is. Hey, man, thank y'all again for tuning in. Thank y'all again for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk, man, podcast, man. We're here every Wednesday in your ear, man, all day, every day, man. When you hear our voices, you know it's Wednesday, man. Hey, go follow us on our social medias, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Email us, WCTpod@gmail.com. Again, that's WCTpod@gmail.com. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, as we want to let you know, man, starting October 4th, this show that you hear every Wednesday, you will also be able to see it starting October 4th. You will be able to see the Water Cooler Talk podcast at 7 p.m. every Wednesday starting October 4th, man. We will be starting long-form video content on YouTube, so go subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can look us up, www.youtube.com/@@ the Coolest Pod 23. Again, that's www.youtube.com/@ the Coolest Pod 23. Or if you're already on YouTube, just go to the search bar and type in Water Cooler Talk Podcast. As always, man, we appreciate it, man. Marcus, man, what is going on in sports right now, man? We are in halftime. Teams in the locker room. And we got about 3-4 more minutes before we have to get back to the game before they start coming out, man. What caught your eye? What caught your eye this week?
What caught my eye this week, man? Atlanta winning. The Falcons winning.
Atlanta look like they might be a good team this year, man.
Man, I had to scratch my head on that one, but I was like crazy.
Tampa Bay look like they might be a good team too, man. I don't know.
I'm waiting on Baker to be Baker. I'm waiting on Baker to be Baker.
I put it like this, man. The whole NFC South is flipped how I thought it would be. Like, the Panthers are 0-2. I thought the Panthers would come out and win these first two games against Atlanta and the Saints. I thought the Saints may be a toss-up because I thought those two teams would be the top two teams in the NFC South. But they came back. They lost 20-17 Monday night. But I don't know, man. It's something about that team that's just not clicking right now. And once they started clicking, Bryce Young, y'all gonna see why I say Bryce Young is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. But it is what it is, though.
Like him lining up behind the guard.
Bro, I went back and watched that, man. He did not. No, look, bro. I went back and watched that, bro. He was not about to take. I think he was talking to Sanders when it happened. He was talking to somebody and he was moving.
He just was a little caught off guard.
Yeah, that man. Look, Bryce Young. Okay, all right. Bryce Young is in the top 10 quarterback, but it is what it is, though.
Man.
But yeah, man. This week Auburn heads to Texas A&M.
Let's go.
They head to Texas A&M. I actually, at the beginning of the season, I actually picked Texas A&M to win that game, but I switched my pick this past weekend, and I'm thinking Auburn may slide in the Kyle Field and make that and take that W. And if they do that, ooh, Georgia, Auburn next week. Ooh.
Man, what you gotta understand here, bro? That defense that we got look crazy good,
elite.
Bro.
I say they're elite, but some people say I not be talking noise when I say that.
Go watch Auburn Addicts, man. We talk a lot about that right there on there.
Man.
Go check out my boy DC.
Yeah, man, we mess with it, bro. We like it, bro. We like it, man. Hey, oh man, man. Wait, is that what I see? The team's coming out, man. The fans are going crazy, man. Fans are ready. Fans are ready for this second half, man. And I'm trying to figure out what to do, man. So the teams are ready. They back. I guess that means. It's time for the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's time. Let's go.
We've now entered the third quarter.
Oh, man, we are back again, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast. We just came out of halftime, man. We're in the third quarter right now, man. We appreciate y'all so much for listening, man. This right here, man, this topic in the third quarter is kind of, I'm not going to say depressing, but it's kind of shocking. This is a shocking moment right now. And we talking about the Bengals and Joe Burrow, man. They're struggling right now. They're like 0-2 right now in the NFL. And yeah, man, Joe Burrow is struggling right now, man. Marcus, what you seeing from old Joe Cool up there in Cincinnati and the Bengals, man? What you got?
Aggravated calf muscle.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
A guy who should have set the first two games of the season, but he's the team. And do you even know the backup? Can anybody get me the backup for Cincinnati Bengals? Who is the backup?
I honestly don't.
I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. I just need to know his name.
You know what? While you talking, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up who the backup.
So you got to look it up. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know his name. So he's trying to lead the organization, man. So he doesn't feel like he can take games off. And I feel like that's what hurt him in the long run in these first two games. And if you really look at it, last game he went 27 for 41 on 41?
Yeah.
222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson went for 24, 33, 237, two TDs.
Yeah.
I'm not really concerned if he's fully healthy.
I am.
So, if he take a break and come back, I hope they give him this week off. I would rather risk a 0-3 start, which y'all had a slow start last year, if I remember correctly.
They did.
So I would rather take that and wow, my mic went out, I guess. But yeah, I'd rather take that and then have him come back. I'd rather sit him, and then have him come back and lead the team, because we all know what a healthy Joe Burrow can do.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. The one thing I say this, you know what's funny, when I was looking it up, I typed in Google, I said, who is, and then Google just typed in the rest, backup quarterback for the Bengals. I was like, wow, that's hilarious. But it is it's so funny. That's hilarious. Like, I literally was typing in who is the backup. I said who is the, and it said, and the rest of it popped up, said backup quarterback for the Bengals. I said, wow. But AI taking over.
I don't want to know.
AI taking over. But anyway, it's Jake Browning, by the way. Jake Browning is the backup quarterback for the Bengals. No, I agree with you on that, man. I said,
yeah, Washington.
Yeah, he did.
That same Jake? Okay.
Yeah, same Jake Browning for Washington. I did. I agree with you on that, man. I think Joe Burrow should have sat out the first 4 games of the season. At least the first 4 to 5. I think he should have sat out the first 4 to 5 games of the season. My personal opinion. Because when I hear calf, the first thing I think of when I hear calf muscle, or anything, I think of Achilles tendon.
I knew you were going there.
That's the first thing I think of. Because that Achilles, because you may not know you hurt your Achilles tendon until it's too late. I.e. Aaron Rodgers. Because they were saying he was having some calf problems in training camp. And then boom, that happened. But yeah, man, every time I hear the word calf muscle, I just be like, take 5 weeks. Just to be sure. Just to be sure, man. Because I like you said, I would rather risk you going in a 4 to 5 week period, 2-2, 3-2, 2-3, than having you play and you're not playing up to your potential or up to your greatness, and we're losing games that we should win.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Yeah, man. I think this, like you said, the organization is on his back, and I don't want to say it's kind of like weighing on him, but it's weighing on him because he just signed the largest contract in NFL history.
Yeah,
Goodness, man.
I think I heard either Uncle Willie or my boy Kyle said that was like he's kind of in like a RG3 situation. But I'm like, nah. I said, nah. RG3 injury was to me more tragic.
Yeah, I think because RG3 was hurt coming into was hurt coming into the season, if I'm not mistaken. Like his knee was messed up coming into the season from Baylor, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
I thought it was that hit. Didn't he take a real bad hit in the regular season?
He took a hit and he was out. But then I think they were playing to get into the playoffs, or it was a wild card game in the playoffs. And
it was a wild card game when he got re-injured against
Yeah,
the
that's
Seahawks.
what it was. Yeah, and he was trying to pick up the ball and his knee kind of like buckled in something like that. And he wasn't the same. He wasn't the same after that. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to understand the angle of it, like, you know, him being in like the RG3 situation. I'm trying to understand that.
I didn't get it at first, and then he broke it down like when the reason why RG3 did that is because he felt like he had to lead the organization. But I look at it like Joe Burrow is already solidified. He don't. Yeah. He should be able to take the time he needs and still be able to come back and lead.
Now, I agree with you on that. That's why I say he should have took at least 4 to 5 weeks of the first half of the season. And I believe Jamar Chase came out and said that too. He was like, "Man, bro, I would rather have you, you know, in the later part of the season, fully healthy when we got to win games that matter, than these games at the beginning of the season, to where we really ain't trying to fight for a pecking order. Like, we want to win them, but at the end of the season is when those games matter. Like, because you fighting for position and you fighting for, you know, am I gonna get a first round bye? Is it home field advantage in the playoffs? Like, how does this work and type stuff like that? So that's what you're fighting for. So I mean, I honestly believe that he should have sat the first 4, maybe 5 weeks of the season. Like, we shouldn't see him until week 5, in my personal opinion.
Week 4 or 5, I feel like that's a long time.
Hey, man, I
think the first cautious. 2 or 3 would have been good.
I'm cautious when it comes to that calf muscle, but when you hit calf, I'm cautious.
You always say that though.
I'm cautious, man, because the first thing I think about when I hear that is Achilles tendon, and I'm like, bruh. And the messed up part about it is everybody that has had an Achilles, that has torn their Achilles, all of them say the same thing. When they pop it, it feels like somebody kicked them in the back of their leg. It's just like a sharp kick, and they don't know what it is. It just, you know, it doesn't. I don't think it. I've never had it done, but I guess it doesn't hurt, but it's just like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? I've never had an Achilles tear, so I don't know. I'm just going off of what I've heard other people say. So,
what if we find out at the end of the season that what it really was, Nick?
This man played on a partially torn Achilles.
Yeah, because you know we don't really find out the real information until the end of the season.
Oh, if this man played on a partially torn Achilles, man, that is past Mamba mentality. We're gonna have to start. we got to find a word for that, because you know, if Kobe Bryant could have found a way to play on a torn Achilles, he would have.
Yeah, he would have.
But Joe Burrow playing on a partially torn Achilles tendon, bruh. That's like a different, like, bro, how you do that, man? We got to figure that out, bro. How you do that? That's crazy. Man, what we got to call that? We have to call that, we got to come up with a name for that. The Burrow something. Mamba mentality, the Burrow. I don't know, man. I'll come up with something. I'll think of something. But that's Mamba mentality. That's Mamba mentality-esque right there, man. Wow.
That would be crazy.
That's crazy, man. You talking some real what on a man a player play on a that's like it's like playing on a torn ACL. Or is that worse? Which one worse? Playing on a torn ACL or a torn Achilles?
Well, I tore my ACL. I'll say I don't know what a tour Achilles feel like, but to partially tear your ACL and have to play through it, it's very aggravating.
I messed up
Especially
my.
because
Go ahead.
especially because in high school we don't get those injections or we don't get
Nah.
the type of stuff that they get for healing as you do on the collegiate and the NFL level. So that brace got to be all you.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I had a messed up. The closest thing I got was I messed up my MCL and my PCL. So I guess the inside and outside of the knee. Messed that up, and that I was never the same after that. But I was always it will always be aggravated. I've never had a torn ACL, but I've had two major injuries. I had MCL and PCL, and I had a dislocated shoulder at one point in time. That was major. But other than that, I mean, I haven't had anything else. I haven't had any broken bones per se. Well, I broke a finger, but that's nothing. That's nothing.
Count how many broke ones I like.
I broke
Carlos Tate broke mine in practice. That time.
Oh, I remember that shit. It was. Remember that it was to the side. I was like, I remember that.
I popped mine back in. I had to keep practicing, bro.
Well, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Hey, bruh. You know what time it is, man. We are headed, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. We ready.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
We ready.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all.
We have now arrived at the fourth quarter.
Man, we have made it to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we are here, man. And we thank y'all again for rocking with us, man. We got the foes up, man, listening to us, man. Now, this topic, man, we have touched on it, but we haven't really gave it like a full segment to itself, man. And I think it's time that we give our full attention to this topic, man. And we stated earlier that the second biggest story in sports today is probably, the struggles that Alabama is having. But the biggest story and the biggest storyline in college right now, in college football, in sports right now, is Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes.
We believe.
Man.
We believe.
Marcus, how are you feeling about Coach Prime and the Buffaloes in Colorado right now, man? What are you seeing? How are you feeling? Because I have an opinion, and I have an opinion on them, but I want to hear what you think.
First of all, I believe, but yeah, I do believe. I do believe. Shouts out Coach Prime.
Man, we had that slogan at BTW before. We had the purple shirts.
We was the first ones with that
purple and gold shirts.
Coach Albert Nelson. But we believe. But what I would say about Colorado is, they're coming into the biggest stretch of their season right now.
The most dangerous stretch.
The most dangerous stretch of their season. They can come out of this undefeated. They will be in the college playoffs.
They will be. I agree with you on that.
But as we all seen Saturday, they lost their biggest weapon.
Yep. They surely did.
For this stretch. And if Shedeur Sanders and that defense on Colorado can pull together and get these 2 wins, Shedeur leading the offense and Shallow leading the defense, if they can pull together for these next 2 weeks and get these 2 wins, man, Coach Prime has done it. Like what? And it's gonna be. To me, it's gonna be a tougher task now because Travis Hunter is down.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
and I was explaining to my boy Kyle, like, Shador can find weapons. Shador has a lot of weapons on offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the defense that we have to worry about with Travis Hunter being gone. With his ability at cornerback to to take opportunities when they're given to attack the ball and pick the ball off, like, you gotta take that into account. And Shiloh gonna have to step up and play defense, and he gonna have to really be headache game and knock a couple people out for them to win. And it's gonna be to me, it's bigger on the defense because
Mm-hmm.
you have Edwards on offense. He has so many offensive weapons that he can substitute for Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that defense going to substitute to stop the playmakers that USC and Oregon have? So it's just like if Prime can find a way to get these two games, hey, it ain't nothing you can really say about his coaching if he can pull this off. Go ahead, Nick. The floor is yours.
All right, man. I'm gonna say this, man. This is what I'm gonna say. First, I don't want people to think I'm hating on Coach Prime, because I'm not. I'm not. Because I knew what Shador could do and I knew what Shiloh could do, is because, for one, I know football, and I saw him at Jackson State. I saw him play at Jackson State. I saw both of them play at Jackson State. Shiloh actually was at South Carolina. He played a year at South Carolina before he went to Jackson State to go with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually was in the rotation at South Carolina and playing. So he's a D1 caliber athlete. Shador committed to FAU with Willie Taggart, I think it was, who was the head coach at Willie Taggart by the time.
You're right. You're correct.
To play quarterback. But when his dad took the job at Jackson State, he went to Jackson State and played. And he balled out both years he was there. I think he won the Walter Payton Award, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
For FCS schools. So Shador could play. I never doubted what Shador and Shiloh Sanders could do. Travis Hunter, I knew what he could do. I saw some of it at Jackson State, but he was hurt a lot that year.
Small sample size.
Yeah, very small sample size. But when he was on the field, you knew who he was. He popped on the field. You was like, that dude's something special. It just wasn't until he got to Colorado, everybody was like, oh my God, who is this guy? Well, it's the same dude that was at Jackson State when he wasn't hurt and he was on the field playing. He was doing the same thing in Jackson State. He was playing both sides of the ball there. This is my thing. I asked a question last week. Or was it? It was probably when we were talking to the Addict. I was like, do you think Colorado is a top 25 team? But they would actually rank 18. I'll put it this way. I don't think Colorado is a top 25 team.
Whoo!
I don't. Now, let me give some back statement to this. All right. TCU game. Okay. And this is how I saw the game. I picked TCU to win that game. I did. TCU just came off of playing against Georgia in the national championship game and lost. Got beat really bad. Got beat really, really bad.
Record-breaking margin.
They did. They did. And that was their best team. Best quarterback. Had some pieces on defense that can compete. Had some guys on the outside that can catch the ball. They basically lost a lot of that. They brought in, started a new quarterback. Had some offensive line troubles. And had some new people on the outside that he was throwing the ball to. TCU's defense was horrible. TCU's, in that first game, their defense was horrible. Now, if you just looking at football, if you just looking at how the game is played, Colorado, I think that game was played off of a lot of emotion. Because I think a lot of stuff that was said going into that game had that team hype and had them playing. Shador made some throws, and Travis Hunter made a key interception, which a key interception in the red zone that changed that game. But Colorado still only won by 3 points.
Before Nick, I want to stop you right here.
Go ahead.
So I won't miss this point. You said that they played inspired that game.
I think these first 3 weeks. I was gonna get into that, but I think these first 3 weeks of football they played inspired. They played very inspired, very emotional.
But if you haven't noticed, Nick, they're looking for inspiration in every game. Before when the week start, they find any little small media story for inspiration.
I agree. I feel you on that.
Small headline, they can grasp inspiration and play fiery behind. Deion is trying to do that.
I feel you on that. I see that, but great athletes. You always try to find great teams. Always try to find something to make them. Because Michael Jordan did the same thing. Michael Jordan made up a whole story. I think the dude was LeBaron Phillips. He made up a whole story about that.
I think I heard it.
Yeah, the LeBaron Phillips story that Michael Jordan had. He made up a whole story about the dude told him great game, and the next night Michael put up what he had in the night before in the first half or something like that. So you always find inspiration to try to get you to go, to try to make you better. But when I look at Colorado's team, on the outsides, at the skill positions, I think they can compete with anybody. I think they compete with. There are probably some teams I think that will beat them on the outside at the skill positions, but majority of the teams in college football, I think Colorado can compete with them at the skill position. But the problem is in the trenches. The D line and the O line is not great. They're not that good. They're not that good. It's Shador they give Shador enough time to make plays. Now, if you think about it, let's look at it. The biggest play in the TCU game, Shador made that play scrambling to his left out of the pocket, throwing it to the end zone, which was the go-ahead touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. He made that play. Against Nebraska. Nebraska had no offense, but Nebraska had a decent defense. But the problem is when your offense can't score or move the ball, your defense gets tired. So the defense broke down. And so Shador took advantage of it. Now, this past game that they had against Colorado State, it's a rivalry game. So it's a little bit more juice in that game. They're a little bit more amped for that game. From what I saw from Colorado State, man, Colorado State defense looked legit. Like, their defensive line was just as big, if not, I'm not gonna say bigger, because Colorado got some big guys. They just don't be moving people sometimes. But Colorado State defensive line was playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And they had some big. What was the dude that hit Travis number 11? They had some big safeties, man.
Hey, bro, he was huge.
They had some big safeties, bro.
He was huge, bro.
And they defense looked fast. But go ahead, my bad.
I said, no, to your point though, Nick. Going into this weekend, he was the most sacked quarterback in college football.
Talking about Shador?
Yes.
And he got sacked a lot. He got sacked a lot in this past Colorado State game. He got sacked a lot.
So you are correct. That offensive line
is not great. It's not great. They and on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line is not great. I think people. I'm not gonna say overhyped, but because I can't think of another synonym right now. I think people kind of I hate to say this, but I think people kind of overhyped Colorado a little bit to the point to where they were, I don't want to say bullied, but they had to put them into the top 25 teams in the country. I
have a question, Nick.
Go ahead, man.
So what defense do you think in the Pac-12 that will test them the most?
I think Oregon's defense will test them. I think this week they will see they will see a defense. And the reason behind it is because Dan Lanning is an SEC coach. He was at Auburn. He was not at Auburn. That was Kenny Dinningham. He was at Kenny Dinningham. That was at Auburn. Dan Lanning was at Georgia.
Yeah.
He was on the Kirby Smart. And he's basically trying to take that SEC mentality style defense to Eugene. Now this past weekend, I think Oregon won like 38-30. I can't remember who they played, but it was like 38-31, 38-30 or something like that. And maybe Oregon was overlooking this team at Colorado this weekend. Maybe they were, maybe they wasn't. I don't know. But I really think now that because of these first 3 weeks of the season, you played against a couple of teams that weren't really good on offense. I think Colorado State really just ran the same under route the whole game and kind of got yards on it. But now you getting ready to play against an offense that's tailor-made to Bo Nix's ability.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go crazy.
Literally, it's tailor-made for Bo Nix's ability. RPO-style offense. One read, look somewhere else if it ain't there, run. And Bo Nix is thriving in the offense.
Thriving.
So,
question, Nick.
Go ahead.
Do you feel like Oregon defense is better than USC defense?
Yes.
And you said yes?
Yes.
So do you feel like if Shedeur can pull it off a victory against Oregon, he should be a shoe-in? They should be almost – well, I ain't going to say a shoe-in because we all know Caleb is going to come with it. Can you guarantee a shootout between USC if he can beat Oregon?
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a good question. Because I think USC defense can make at least a stop or two in that game. I think they can.
I think they ain't gonna be a shootout.
No, I think Caleb Williams is gonna put some numbers up in that game. he gonna exploit. Colorado's defense.
I feel like both quarterbacks gonna put up crazy numbers though. I feel like
it's the Pac-12. Of course they are.
Like I think it's gonna be like a 49, 42, 49.
No,
48.
I think you talking about the USC game.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a 66, like 59 type game. That's what I'm thinking it's gonna be, bro. Like,
that's crazy. I ain't gonna disagree with that because they do put up numbers like that, but that's crazy.
Bro, they spot you 21 points in the Pac-12. You know what I'm saying? You get spotted 21 off top. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not sitting here saying that. I'm not sitting here saying that that's gonna happen this weekend. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think this weekend is probably gonna be close in the 30s, probably somewhere in the 30s. I think this weekend is gonna be something like that. But man, Oregon's defense is better than what people think. Like I had a chance to watch some highlights on them. They're better than what people think. They're not your normal what we joke about, being Pac-12 style defense. They're not that normal because of Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning, he came from that Georgia. He came from under Kirby. You know what I'm saying? And defensive minded coach. Coming in, he want to set the edge. He want to be physical. He basically want to do what Kirby did. You know what I'm saying? But put his own little spin on it. But I don't know, man. I don't think Colorado is a top 25 team. I think the hype behind Colorado is what pushed them into that. Because looking at that, TCU, if Colorado won, but TCU still could have won that game. The only game that I say that they won outright, well, they won all three of them outright, but Nebraska just didn't have an offense.
Yeah,
they couldn't move the ball.
So, Nick, is it safe to say you don't believe?
Man, look now. Look, I'm just sitting here saying, I got
your back if any prime people try to run up on you.
My thing is this, though. It's not that I don't believe. It's just the fact that I just look at football and I just look at it and I'm just like, football wise, they need to shore up their offensive line and defensive line. That's what they need to shore up. They need to shore that part up.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Athlete wise, skill position wise, they can compete with majority of the colleges out there. But I don't know. I mean, they got a very dynamic quarterback, But this Travis Hunter injury is gonna be telling. It's gonna be telling.
It's gonna. I just want to say that it's gonna show a lot.
It's gonna be really telling, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think they have enough on the offensive side of the ball to be able to combat what's coming. To keep putting up points, because you got Jimmy Horn Jr., Xavier Weaver, and all types of stuff like that. You still have those guys, and of course, Sharvin Dawson, who's an Auburn transfer, by the way, to Colorado. You have those guys, but the defensive side of the ball is what I'm worried about. And I feel like Oregon's defense and USC's defense can get a stop or two to make the difference in that game. I'm not saying Colorado won't score, because I think they will score. But I think Oregon's defense can get a stop or two in that game, and that'll be the difference.
All right.
That's how I feel about that. So all y'all Prime people, I love Coach Prime too, man. I enjoy it, man. I enjoy watching him every week. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, your neck.
I ain't hard to find. That's fine, man. I just gave my opinion on it. And that's how I feel about it, man. That's how I feel about it.
You see that little meme? You seen that meme where that little TikTok where you talk about Coach Prime and dude was like, "What you say about Prime?" Just give my opinion. You're like, watch out, bro. What you say about Prime?
Bro, but I will say this though. Coach Prime has done something. He has basically he has put the epicenter of football in Boulder, Colorado.
He did that.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Nobody talking about Colorado this time last year. Wasn't nobody talking about him. But
I was talking about Jackson State before he got there.
But because this man is a marketing genius, and because this man knows how to put you in front of the camera and bring the stars to you, that's what made people interested in Colorado football. But
you see him going to the NFL?
No, and he's already said he doesn't want to go to the NFL, and I believe him when he says that. I believe he wants to stay in the college ball because once you get to, okay, this is a whole nother discussion, but once you get to the NFL, you lose. You're not a GM. You have a GM that does all the roster moves for you. You know what I'm saying? As the head coach, you are the GM and you are the head coach. You determine who's going to be on that roster. You determine that. Prime want full control. And in the NFL, he won't get that.
I ain't Nick Saban, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. He ain't gonna get full control. So that's how I feel about it, man. Hey, man, that was great, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. We got to get into the post game now, man, because you know what? After the game over with, it's already time for the post game. Let's go.
It's time to shut down in the post game.
Man, that was great, man. That was a great show, man. Marcus, how you feel about it, man?
Man, I had a lot of technical difficulties, but we got it right and we made it happen.
Yeah, Marcus hamster stopped working, so it's cool.
We ain't gonna bring that over here, Nick.
That's cool.
But that is a hilarious joke. Shout out DC for the joke.
I already told the people about that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, that was a great game, man. Again, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. We're here every Wednesday, man. Hey, we got to get to these picks. We got to get to our weekly picks, man. So let's give you an update, man. We got right now, all of our guys that picked last week, all of them are 2-0 right now. So everybody that submitted your name, you know who you are. We'll go down the list. We got 5 guys right now. Everybody else that said they was going to do it and then send it to me in time, sorry, I apologize. But, Kyle, 2-0. DJ, 2-0. Travell, 2-0. Uncle Willie, 2-0. Hey, Brian, 2-0. Hey, man, that's a great job. So all of y'all are tied up right now, man. So we'll see. We still got a long season to go, man. We'll see what happens. We got some picks this week.
They're going to get crazy now.
They going to get crazy.
It was an easy week. They're
going to get harder for y'all to pick. We got to see what y'all going to talk, man. So as of right now, me and Marcus are tied up 10. We are both 10-8 right now. We're both 10-8 between the college games and the NFL games that we pick. But our guys, they will pick just the NFL game. So we're gonna go down the list of this week's picks, and we're gonna go from there. And man, we got some. We have a good slate of games this week, man. Got a good slate of games this week.
Great.
and we want to see what happens, man. We want to see what happens. So first game that we have for this week is we got Ole Miss and Bama. Ole Miss and Bama. Marcus, who you rocking with?
Come on, man. This one right here should not be this tough, Bama. Y'all scarred me these last couple weeks, bro. I'm kind of nervous, dog.
This game in Tuscaloosa too, right? Yeah.
It should be.
It is.
Oh, man.
It's in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, man. I need this. I ain't trying to get a bucket of water ducked on my head. Bama, I'm going with y'all for the last time just because I do not like Lane Kiffin.
You know what? I'm actually going with Bama too, even though I talked about them. I think Bama may pull this one out because of Lane Kiffin. Like Lane Kiffin want to go for it on fourth down all the time. Like DC, like
that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. That's why I won't risk my freedom of getting the water cooler dumped on me this
I agree with you on that. And I don't think Coach Saban, Nick Saban, want to lose to Lane Kiffin. So I'm going with Bama as well. All right, man. Next game, man. Florida State versus Clemson. It's an ACC battle, man. This game right here may determine who wins the ACC, even though Clemson has already lost to Duke. Who you got?
Florida State played a real close one against Boston College.
Mm-hmm. And his game at Clemson.
Come on, man. I'm gonna go with Florida State, man.
Boy, you read my mind because I'm going with Florida State too.
I'm going with Florida State too, man. Dabo hasn't shown me anything to make me feel like Clemson is a better team than LSU.
Who you telling?
So I'm going with Florida State, man.
I hear you on that, boss. I hear you. I'm rocking with Florida State Seminoles as well too. I think Florida State wins this game. I think they have the better quarterback. I think they have the better athletes on the field. So yeah, I'm rocking with Florida State, man. All right, man. Big game right here, man. We kind of just talked about it. Colorado at Oregon. Who you got?
Ooh, boy.
This is the prime effect. This is the prime effect. You really got to think about it because
this is a tough one.
This is a tough game. You got to really think about this one because you picked against them a couple of times and they lost. I mean, they won. Well, I know I picked against them against TCU and they
I picked with them. I ain't never picked against Prime. This might be my first time. This might be my first time picking against Prime.
Mm-hmm.
This might be my first time.
Okay.
But I'm not going to pick against Prime. I'm going Colorado, bro.
Oh, my God. He going with the Buffs with the upset. Marcus is going with the Buffs for the upset. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going that way. I am going with I'm going with the Ducks. I'm going with the Ducks, man. I think Oregon's defense is good. I think Colorado has faced two good defenses this year. I think Nebraska has a good defense. It just was on the field too long. I think Colorado State had a pretty good defense, had a good enough defense to win, and they almost did because they had an offense that can move the ball. But Oregon has an offense that can move the ball and score, and they have a defense that can stop them. So I'm going with the Ducks in this game.
I'm scared because of Travis Hunter being hurt, but I'm gonna stay with Colorado.
Hey man, you know what? I respect that, man. I respect that. But my football senses is telling me to go with the Ducks, so I'm gonna ride with the Ducks. All right.
I feel that, boss. That's a safe pick.
Yeah, safe pick. It's a very safe pick. You're not lying. All right, man. Arkansas versus LSU. Who you got? Yeah, okay.
I was very high on Arkansas before last weekend, before they blew it to BYU.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back to what I started with believing in. I'm going with LSU.
Oh wow! Now you want to believe in LSU? Wow.
I mean, I don't believe.
Wow.
That they will be as good as I thought they would be, but I'm gonna go with them this week.
Okay. I'm rocking with LSU too, man. That game in Death Valley, man. I think Arkansas is a very balanced team, but I think LSU finally lets Harold Perkins just rush the quarterback like he should have been doing since the beginning of the season. And I think Jane Daniels and Malik Neighbors hook up on about 3 touchdowns in Death Valley. So
That's scary.
They are. I think I try to tell y'all, man. Tried to tell y'all that first week after he threw that interception on the sideline, like 24-17, it kind of broke LSU. And the big momentum just left. But, it is what it is. Oh, man. So we both picked LSU that game. All right, man. Last college game that we picking before we get to these 2 NFL games. Ohio State versus Notre Dame. Who you got?
Let's go Ohio State, baby.
Oh, my God. He going OSU.
I'm in Buckeye country, baby. I ain't going to never let them down like that. Buckeye country. We in Ohio. Ohio, stand up.
I am going with give me the Gold Dome. We're going with Notre Dame, baby. Notre Dame and Sam Hartman, baby. Let's go. I'm picking Notre Dame to win this game, baby. I'm picking Notre Dame. Sam Hartman is going to throw for 300 yards against Ohio State's defense, and they will win by 10 points. Notre Dame by 10, ladies and gentlemen. Notre Dame by 10. All right, then.
By 10?
Yeah, Notre Dame by 10. I got Notre Dame by 10. Notre Dame look good. Notre Dame Notre Dame legit, ladies and gentlemen. They legit. Oh, man. Okay. All right, man. That's it for the college games. Now we into the NFL. All right, fellas. This is the games that you all are picking, fellas. All right, man. Here we go. NFL football, man. We have the Chargers versus the Vikings. Marcus, who you got?
I'm going to go these 2 0-2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Minnesota, man.
Ooh, he picking the Vikings to win. He's picking the Vikings to win. Okay. All right. I am going to ride with the Chargers.
Okay. All I say is these records going to get shaken up a little bit after this week. It ain't going to be a tie no more.
Hey, what if it is a tie? What if this game end in a tie? This would be funny as I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
It would be hilarious.
That'd be crazy.
Hilarious. But I'm going with the Chargers. I got Chargers. Mark got the Vikings. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. This game is actually going to be a pretty good game, I think. Because
Monday night, right?
And I think it is Monday night. Is it Monday night? Yeah, I believe it is Monday night. I think so. If not, yeah, I think it is Monday night. Eagles at the Buccaneers. Both of them 2-0. Who you got?
I'm going Philly, bro. If you know me, you know I don't believe in Baker. If you know me, you know that Baker will never be top 10 in my eyes. So.
Ooh. All right, then. He going with Baker Mayfield. Now.
No, I'm not. I said Philly.
Oh, my bad. You going with the Eagles. My bad. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. He going with the Eagles. Well, I thought about this game. I was actually tempted to go with his team, but I changed my mind, and my football sense told me right. I'm rocking with the Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going with Philly. I'm going with Philly to win this game too, man. I'm not going to say I don't believe in Baker, but I don't think this is sustainable for what they have going on. So I'm going to rock with old Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, baby. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. These are the picks that we have for this season, for this week. And, fellas, let us know who you are picking. Let us know. And let us know who you're picking so we can go ahead and keep the tally going. All right, fellas. It's that time. It's that time to give out that award.
Is it? Is that time?
That time to give out that award that everybody loves. The person that gets it hates.
Give it up for the Water Boy Award.
Gatorade. H2O.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Oh, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Who are you giving the Water Boy Award to this week?
I'm going to give it to this young man by the name of Tyler Buchner. Am I saying his name right? Buchner?
Tyler Buchner.
Buckner. I don't. I apologize for getting his name wrong, but after that performance, nobody will know your name, son.
Oh wow.
If you don't change, you probably don't even touch the field no more. Nick Saban probably. And the guy who I'm talking about is the Alabama quarterback number 3 at this point. He got to start this weekend against USF. I'm sorry. He got to start through 5 for 14, 34 yards. And the reason why I'm giving this young man my Water Boy Award is because he transferred, ladies and gentlemen, from Notre Dame, the team that Nick just picked. He transferred with the hopes of being the starting quarterback because of the OC there. And then the OC does his best to get you on the field. And you get on the field against a less impressive opponent. And you get benched for the third string quarterback. And not only do you get benched for the third string quarterback, he has a better game than you.
And they both were pretty bad.
Exactly. So, like, my God, young man, that's why you will be sitting next to me for the rest of the season. You might as well get you a nice, good, big bottle of Gatorade, a big Gatorade bottle, I meant. And Nick, tell him what he can put in it.
Hey, man, you can put some of this water that we about to give you right now, man. Take a sip of it right here, boss, man. Tyler Buckner. Oh, man, that was pretty good, man. Tyler Buckner, man. Tyler Buckner.
But the transfer, Nick.
Hey,
he did all that, and I know he was like, man, I can't wait to get on the field after that Texas game. I'm like, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to show him what I'm made of.
Yeah, Coach Reese, put me in the game, Coach. Put me in the game, Coach.
Man.
Put me in the game, Coach. Put me in the game. I'm ready, Coach. I'm ready.
What's the plays? I forgot the plays.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna throw the ball 14 times in 34 yards.
That's it. All he had was 34 yards, man. That's kind of messed up. That's messed up. Well, man, that's it, man. Hey, man, thank y'all again, man, so much for tuning into the Water Cooler Talk, man. We have ran over, man. Marcus, tell them what you want to tell them before we get up out of here, boss, man.
Man, shouts out the home team. Chevelle, Kyle, Tay, man, the home team. Shouts out to Kyle. We here Wednesday. Man, that's my brother, man. I got to shout out Kyle. Hey, Kyle called me. Since you started this show, Kyle called me consistently to talk about this show. So if the fans want to know why we always shout out Kyle, because he
shout out to Kyle.
Calls and gives the most feedback. He's so like, bro, I promise you, once we get the video going, Kyle, we're gonna ask you to come on the show.
Kyle ain't got my number, but he always DM me.
Bro, I just want to mediate between y'all two, because he really be enthused about debating you, Nick. So
that's fine. I'm gonna put it like this. One
episode, just let me sit back and be the mediator, and I'm gonna let y'all get y'all the topic. I'm gonna let y'all go at it, Nick.
I'm gonna put it like this. Once we get this video content up, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be October 4th, but it'll definitely be before football season over.
It can't be right off.
It'll definitely be before football season over. We're gonna get Kyle on here, and y'all gonna see what we talking about. And we're gonna also get DC from Auburn Addicts. He gonna be on the show as well.
Oh yeah, that's love.
As well too, man. We're gonna have to get Drell Bell, Alabama Drell gonna have to be on the show as well. The Alabama and Einstein.
That dude right there knows the game.
He know football. Drell know football.
He knows football.
He know it. And but yeah, man, we're gonna have to get all these guys on there. I'm keep forgetting, man. We're gonna have to get B Sharp on the show as well, too, man.
Man, shout out, man. That man started his own.
Yes. Y'all go
podcast,
go hey, everybody that's listening, man, go listen to the Sharpshooters Pod, man.
Podcast on YouTube
now. Yeah, go listen to it.
He dropped every Wednesday right with us. So once you get done with us, go on over there and listen.
Yeah, man, go listen. Go. Shout out to B Sharp, man. Brinsky Sharp. I mean, I'm my bad. B Sharp. I ain't want to say it full.
You said it whole go.
I sure did. My bad. So shout out to B Sharp, man.
Sorry, Sharp. I ain't do it.
It's cool, man. Hey, man, we thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Hey, as always, man, go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Man, email us wctpod@gmail.com, man. And as always, go subscribe and follow us on YouTube. Follow us at www.youtube.com/@thecoolestpod23. Again, that's /@thecoolestpod23. Or if you're already on YouTube, just type in Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Oh, man, this has been a great one, man. As always, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. Nah, better yet, man, y'all have a great one, man. Y'all be blessed. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.